This is what this law means. And that could dramatically change the way that law is practiced and applied now. That's what I'm saying. Those things can change. I don't have a hate bone for Ethan Klein. All right. If anything, I don't like the people that are against him. I also do think, and I've been very afraid, that he got in bed with a bunch of communist wackos, and he's reaping the benefits of hanging around the worst types of people. That being said, whatever his intentions are, while I sure are super good, and whatever people feel like, you know what, maybe you're right, it still can change the playing field. You didn't watch the video. Ethan says he doesn't want, well, what he doesn't want, mate, I am sure that Ethan's going into this not wanting to hurt all the support that he got by all the people that watched his shit. Here's another thing I'm sure about. I think telling people not to watch the original video, ordering them to, and going up and taking a pic or just playing it and leaving the room probably is not fair use. Both can be true, but my position has always been keep the bar low so it doesn't affect much. That way, if it does go to the federal court or God forbid the Supreme Court, the position isn't a massive overcorrect or goddamn the fair use law that we currently enjoy, DMCA, ever think of this, is found unconstitutional because people have a right to protect their property. Did you ever think of that? You know, there's my issue right there. Do I care about these? I mean, everything comes down to a popularity contest because I put this tweet out and, some people are as usual because they're not thinking. I get two criticisms. This is too middle of the road and no, it's never going to happen because everybody hates them. Well, I don't think Ethan's videos out matter. I do wonder if it'll hurt some of the goodwill and support that he's gotten over the past few months. Let me tell you something. There are, I'm 100% sure of it, certain content creators that are rightfully shaking in their boots. And there's other ones that are probably going to throw out an all in with Ethan without knowing what's going to happen, that may regret this later when it's too late. But it's easier to throw in with Ethan now. Nobody gives a crap about, Jesus, nobody gives a hoot in hell. There, we got the chats in there now, thankfully. Nobody gives a hoot in hell about these two.
Hell yeah, it works.
About these two jerks. Okay, I do wonder if some of the public may not care if he's in the legal right. They could blame him for judicial overcorrection. Now, right now, that's not the case. It's easy to support Ethan. Right now, what about tomorrow? What about next week? What about next year? If this goes to the Supreme Court, right? More than likely, by the way, they're all going to settle and look for a settlement, right? But, look, they're the pro-Palestine crowd. They could raise a lot of money. So I'm not super thrilled about this. Not afraid. Like I said, I'm doing this part-time now. It doesn't make or break me. I can say and do what I want. I can afford to have a bad take or get mogged or all this other stuff that scares the hell out of full-time creators. I text on the screen. But, I certainly don't want I like the fact that the fair use bar, the DMCA, is just the bar is so low. And then some people get away with stuff that they probably shouldn't. That probably isn't fair use. Because it protects the people that are at least putting the effort forth. That are putting fair use. I have no doubt in my mind that Ethan doesn't want to hurt all the people watching support. But I tell you something, I would be lying to you if I thought, and you know this as well as
you actually don't need to interact with real people ever.
I hope this is Ethan's way of bleeding these enemies. Yeah, I thought about that.
$5. Hope this is just Ethan's way of bleeding his enemies. Lots at Starke if this goes the wrong way.
Yeah.
There's a certain irony to the former Matthouse lawsuit victim doing this too.
But I think that was a clear cut. With the Matt Haas thing, I think it was a clear cut that he was using it within the law. He's making the case that they're not using. He's not against the law. He's making the case that they're using it outside the law. But I would be lying to you if I looked like he's not going after. He's going after his enemies. The ones that call him a Zionist, the anti-Semites, and the haters. That's why he's doing it. I feel like he's Al Caponeing them. You know, you want him for murder, but so you get him on tax evasion. You know, Al Capone never did a day in prison because of murder. They got him on tax evasion and gave him the most harsh sentence they possibly could because they knew he probably murdered somebody. I don't know if I like that. And Ethan's law attorney previously recites the case. I'm not going to go into everything. And I mean, I took a glance at that thing from
like none of us are lawyers. So.
I'm not impressed with that. And yeah, and exactly, none of us are lawyers. I'm not super impressed with that. You know, and but I mean, most of the correction is, well, nothing's going to happen because everybody hates them. That's not enough for me. And everybody hates Ethan too. You know, it's kind of split down, you know, political lines. He's only not suing people specifically. He said we're streaming the video. It takes away from him. He's largely leaving other reactors alone. Yeah, and under the guise that they're reacting correctly.
Yeah, but like if it becomes a law, it might set a standard.
Here's the thing, like,
well, hey,
the law,
none of us are lawyers.
Precedent is the key here. If nobody knows, because there hasn't been a major ruling, I think the closest thing to a major was the KLEIN obviously thing with Sargon of Akkad. So yeah, that sets a precedent. But you know, courts reverse themselves all the time. You know that, right? They don't have to pay attention to the KLEIN obviously case. They can say no, and a higher court can nullify that. Do you really want to take the chance? And Ethan has been a beneficiary of those same people. And again, I'm not saying it doesn't have any merit. I am absolutely sure. Maybe he's thinking, because in the video, he focuses on, watch me so you don't have to give the original creator support. That's probably illegal. But then again, he's not going after them because it's illegal, because he doesn't care about XQC and all the other people that do it. So it's obviously the people that have been, you know, I don't know, platforming Bad Empanada, the Skull crowd. That's why he's doing it. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I said, well, no, he really gives a shit about this copyright. No, he doesn't. He's using the copyright to go. He's Al Caponeing. He's Al Caponeing them. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a little nervous. Do I care if they get bankrupted? No, good. Like, what do I care? These are the worst. They are anti-Semites. They are crazy. They are calling for violence. Fuck them. Don't care. Here's another thing too from all three of these dopes. Well, it's Frogan, Kaceytron, and Denims. Okay. Here's another. I already forgot what I was thinking of. Damn it. Oh no! And now I remembered. They should have known. You think if you were getting like 30,000 a stream and shit, you'd be like, I'm crossing my T's and dotting my I's. Not though. These people are like, no, break the law. Two different courts can have opposing precedents. That is usually when SCOTUS make a step in. Exactly. It's like people are saying, oh God, Tommy, this is not go to the Supreme Court. How do you know? You have an extremely rich man on one side, and then you have two pretty rich people. I don't know how Frogan is, right? But
one pretty. One pretty.
Kaceytron's broke. Okay. So, but they're going to get tons of support from look, the Palestinian crowd is going to donate to them because it's Ethan Klein. Not that they give a shit whether they broke the law or not. And Ethan's crowd is going to, donate to him or support him because they hate those people and they think they're a bunch of anti-Semites, which I don't think they'd be wrong. So I think this is a unnecessary move. Now, am I super worried about it? I'm going to piss my pants about it? No, and I'll probably settle and nothing will happen. But if this climbs the chain and nobody can get out of it, everybody's like, oh, they're going to be broke. Yeah, I guess. I would rather they be all trillionaires and everybody can use fair use as we've been using it. And it's really interesting. The guy that set the first precedent may set the last one. Denims specifically, she really hopes to watch it in her so you don't. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they're going to use it against it. Like, again, Connor, I have no doubt in my mind they broke the law.
They probably
doubt in my mind.
And we don't know.
Yeah, Yeah, we don't. Yeah, all right. When I say I don't know, I have no doubt in my mind. That's not coming from a lawyer. Okay, that's just me. I'm taking it from worse. Washed up YouTuber. But yeah. So, like, who cares? Yeah, like the guy goes, "Don't care, Rip Bozo." Okay, but if we're, if you enjoy this kind of content, you can forget about it. And maybe you don't care, and if that's the case, well, at least you're consistent. That's fucking funny to me. You said to watch this before you watch the video.
Kaceytron.
No, this is just a video. We can skip this. So like all three of them now made a GoFundMe. I just sent you Frogan's GoFundMe.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, yeah, we'll get over that. But you said this was funny. Ethan KLEIN. That's smart. Kaceytron's a rocket scientist. Is going to sue me for smoking too much weed. I guess she's trying to be funny. He is trying to take my ability to purchase medically. Is she being literal? Or is she just like, I don't give a fuck? Because on the surface, it could sound like, yeah, sue me. Go ahead, motherfucker, bring it. Right? But is she trying to rally the pro-marijuana crowd?
Maybe she was just high while she wrote this tweet.
Possible.
Another possibility.
We cannot let this happen. Donate to my weed fund live on stream. Now let's get Ethan's KLEIN show and really goof and gaff. Well, you sound like you're gaffing to me. This is a serious lawsuit.
Kaceytron.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this.
Oh, this is just a clip of the video?
Yeah, it's just from the video.
We'll get to the video later. It's 25-25 being inclined to sue creators for fair use. Well, that's not exactly true. His intent, maybe because you're a bunch of anti-Semitic nut jobs. But here's the thing. That's not going to be a part of this, whether you're a bunch of anti-Semitic nut jobs. What's going to be a part of it is, did you violate the law or not? That's what the judge is going to have to decide. Did you violate it or not? That's it. Is this fair use or not? So, and he's explicitly said that it's not fair use, but I will admit this may affect or change. Fair use isn't going away, but it might change dramatically. So instead of being able to watch an entire video, I might only be able to take clips, and the pain in the ass that's going to be. And I've had to do that before. Yeah. And here's another dirty fucking secret. Except on Twitch, on YouTube, I couldn't even do movie clips if I wanted to, because they're going to soft claim them.
Yeah, it's just an auto claim immediately.
Yeah. The legal defense photo stream coming soon. Image unrelated. We're all trying to find the guy who did this. I guess. I don't really get it.
So lawsuits are funny, I guess.
Yeah, but that might be just putting a public face on we're not scared. It's also, if she acts scared, everybody makes fun of her. So I don't blame her for lying. Making this, that's what they're going to say. So she's not even lying. They're going to make this about fair use in the court. We've covered fair use. Doesn't matter if we get up and take a piss, right? And the judge is going to have to decide. Something tells me they're not going to buy that. Yeah. Apparently, Frogan deleted her Twitch VODs. Now,
and she made a GoFundMe as well, like an hour ago.
Well, here's the thing about that. Maybe she privated them. I don't know if you can do that on Twitch, but and this is not a criminal case. If it was, you could be in some serious trouble. But if she goes to court and says, and especially if Ethan's copied it, well, I deleted all my other stuff. I don't have it anymore. They're going to ask you why you deleted it. It might be a point against you. No, I don't think she's going to hit for like obstruction of justice or something stupid like that. But this is not a super good move here, unless you private them, which is probably more likely. This looks like
the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
Publicly, to everyone else, like, hey, why don't you do that?
If I had to
what else is in there?
If I had to guess, he already fucking what do you call it? He already got everything he needs to go forward, because they knew they were going to do something like this. Here's another thing: they can make you unprivate them too, but it might be a good move to private them, and then if the court asks for them, then you have them on hand. If she deleted them, you might have a problem. I don't think anybody would go to jail for that, but she might. It's just a count against you when the judge hit you with something else. Who knows? Let's go to the video. Here we go.
Hi there. My name is Ethan Klein. And my favorite hobby is spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers. Today, I invite you into my home to share my favorite pastime with you. Join me in creating generational wealth for my attorney.
That was pretty funny.
By the way, he's wearing a very expensive watch. That's an AP Nautilus.
Nick lent it to him.
Let me tell you guys a story. About a year.
Yeah, like, all right, I'll say this. Couldn't happen to a better group of people. We agree. We're on the top load of gaming. We agree. That's not my concern here. You know, nobody's denying this. You know, what was it's just going to come down whether it's fair use or not, and hopefully precedents aren't set. Maybe it doesn't go. Hey, maybe he goes and they say this isn't fair use. End story. You owe Ethan money. Game over. Okay, I'm okay with that because I'm not going to get up and take a piss and play it until take the views away from another creator. Sure, that's all the judge is going to decide.
A year and a half ago, it's a big conversation called ReactGate. ReactGate was a debate going on in the streaming community about what constituted fair use. People like Hassan, XQC, and many of the large Twitch streamers would watch other creators' entire video on their stream. They would rarely add sufficient commentary or even pause the video to speak. Most egregiously, they would re-upload the entire VOD to YouTube with the same thumbnail, the same title, so that they could cannibalize traffic from the original video. Here's what Lamino had to say about this phenomenon.
I don't mind people reacting to my videos, but I do mind when they play the entirety of my video.
I've been told, here's the thing. I remember watching this video on fair use. The amount of time you use is irrelevant. Now, that's one of the things that could be defined in a court case. Fair use is fair use is fair use. As long as it's transformational, it doesn't matter the amount of content you use from the original works. That's the way it's been explained to me. Take it with a grain of salt. That's what I remember. But I can see where he's coming from because you could just watch. It's just a watch along with somebody else. You know,
I wouldn't mind if like that precedent is set where you have to pause, where you have to like add your own opinion just to kind of make the video different.
You know, here's another thing.
I wouldn't mind that.
Here, Top Loaded Gaming makes a good point. Sargon won on title alone. It's a little more complicated, man. There's a little more nuance to that, but essentially that's what it boils down to. So if a court considers the Sargon precedent, maybe they'll say the same thing for these three people and say this is fair use. But what if they look at that case, Top Loading Gaming, and say they got it wrong, a higher court? Now the precedent's redefined.
No.
See what I mean? So yeah, Sargon won. Sargon's over on title alone. Fine. But a future court or a higher court doesn't have to consider that. They could say, Sargon won on title alone. They got it wrong. We're going to fix it.
A face cam in the corner or the occasional interruption does nothing to address that issue. My video is still being played from beginning to end in someone else's stream.
And by the way, I can see why this guy doesn't like that. And I'm not saying I didn't do it. Really I cannot say I didn't. I'm not saying I've never done it either. But I'm well aware nobody's wanted. Here's another thing too. Me watching a video from beginning to end, if let's say this guy sues somebody and he wins, that's the last time it happens here. Maybe the Son Diddy Piker joke has merit. In this Dudes Bros video, joked about Miley Cyrus as a slut if she can count and math. I guess. I don't know.
Video. It's neither ethical nor necessary to feature the entirety of someone else's work.
I disagree. I don't know. I think it's not only, it might be ethical, it might be totally legal. As things stand now.
Or, you know, they could do the bare minimum and ask for permission. Something that none of the major reaction channels have ever done when they've streamed or re-uploaded my videos. But to answer your question, no, I don't want people to...
Do you remember Jinx back in the day? Everybody hated him.
Oh, that guy, yeah. I mean, like iDubbbz.
That guy was ahead. That guy was ahead of his time.
Yeah, it really was.
Now everybody does that, you know.
He just like sat there and smiled.
Yeah, he sat there and smiled. Like, oh shit! He was the greatest YouTuber of all time. Yeah.
Upload the entirety of my videos.
Now, understandably, this made a lot of people angry because why should these content thieves, essentially, get more views than the author of the video, which in a lot of cases was happening? I mean, people don't like...
I don't think that'll come into the criminal can't. I mean, somebody could bring a case. I mean, they could bring it as a case, but I don't know on this particular decision if that will even come into the consideration of the judge. Because again, the judges was this fair use? Was it not? I don't know if that. It'd be nice to talk to a lawyer.
Maybe if
the canonizing views argument will come into that. Now, that's a separate thing, and those content creators may be right. I wouldn't want that. It does seem like, you get the guys that really put something into it, and then you got a guy like me that watches it. It's just, I imagine if I get more views than them, I'd be pissed.
Like injustice, and we all see this and know it's
and sometimes that happens.
Right. This debate culminated when XQC, one of the prime suspects, called into my show to debate me, in which case I'm sad to report that I was terribly owned. So in that regard, do you care at all about like IP or copyright, or like the fact that it's illegal? Does that matter?
This is not the smartest guy to fucking defend this, but I like XQC. I do like him as a person.
Be illegal. Does that matter to you?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Fair enough.
Okay. Sure.
Well, if flat out doesn't, because
well, that's fair.
Watch me full screen cam, do the fucking worm, then watch your prime. Then watch.
This is gonna get claimed.
Prime content.
Do it for a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, that's content, man. It's original content, at least. The ultimate debate, bro. He hit him with the worm.
Man, fairness. I like XQC, though. He's funny. He's an entertainer. He's not a fucking lawyer,
Oh, why didn't I think of that first? I kid XQC, but he is not the one I'm suing.
He's also French. That's one point against him.
Despite my criticism, he's not a malicious infringer. But the ones I am suing, you'll see.
I don't know. I think he's been accused of being a malicious. I don't remember. I don't have him in front of me. I think he's been accused of being a malicious infringer before, if I'm not mistaken.
It really has. I mean, he watched Breaking Bad on as soon as he got his kick deal. He watched all of Breaking Bad.
Are much worse. Immediately. Now, ironically, after this debate and in the wake of this large conversation, the problem seems to have only gotten worse. You have people like Hassan Piker paving the way of fair use with what's known as chair reacts, when Hassan gets up to go to the bathroom or to eat or to talk to his mom or to do what.
He still does it after Willie pointed it out, too. They obviously don't give a shit. Yeah.
Whatever. Disappears for an extended period of time and leaves the video playing.
Flamenco tried to call XQC's mom to get him kicked out of the house.
For his chair. Mr. Chair, they call it.
IDF had warned people to leave the area around the main airport in Sana. Then this.
I cannot believe that's fair use. I mean, there's no part of my being that thinks that's not fair use. But again, what I said before, I'd like to keep the bar low. If I gotta let this guy's fucking slide so it protects the rest of us, let it slide. Or look the other way.
This operation will result in killing of hostages in captivity, will result in the death of those who have been killed.
Well, I've been seeing
And it was in this setting that I formulated an idea. What if I could make a long-form, irresistible piece of content that I knew that these streamers couldn't resist, they couldn't avoid the temptation of watching it the second it was published?
I don't have an issue with them.
It's not that I wanted these people to steal my video. It's that I knew they would. I knew they would watch the entire video, add little to no commentary, react to it instantly, giving them no time to form an opinion. The trap was set, and it worked even better than I imagined it would. We captured pretty much every large streamer reacting to it in its entirety immediately after.
Yeah, I did too, didn't I?
Yeah, I think immediately as well, right?
Yeah, immediately. Let's be honest here. I'll be honest. I did admit it for the money, and you're going after those people because you hate them, not because they broke your IP. Let's be honest. Otherwise, I'd be in the suit.
Was published. Now, the thing is, there were a few people that went above and beyond to commit copyright infringement. For example, Denim sits here silently with nearly 50,000.
How much you want to bet it's more than these 3 people, considering so many people covered the content?
Probably is. Yeah, he got like 3 million views. It probably, yeah.
Live viewers. That's 30 times her regular viewership.
And you got to think about it like this way. Okay, these people are sending you hate, but what about the people that were sending you love? And then maybe they're not. Maybe they're getting up and taking a piss. You don't care if they get up and take a piss. You don't care if they take a piss if it's helping. I mean, that's abundantly clear.
Yep. She's working directly with the Snark subreddit moderators to siphon views, and their intentions couldn't be clearer.
Mega thread. Watch here and discuss. Hey, everyone, there's a lot of comments about here. About wanting to watch Nuke without showing support to A3. I think, if this is a guess, I'm not a lawyer, that's going to kill her in court. Probably force settlement. I am deliberately trying to get you away from the original work because I don't like the person that made that original work. Where's the fair use? Wow.
Here's an excerpt from a stickied post from the Snark subreddit. Hey everyone, we've seen a lot of comments about wanting to watch the Nuke without showing support for H3. Here's a list of creators who've supported our sub, either by engaging with us directly or...
Here's a list of people that are gonna break the law. Go right
they can sue.
citing our post in their critique.
I wonder why I didn't throw Sean the Black in there. Well,
I mean, Sean the Black is fucking relevant, so...
no.
And so is Kaceytron, but that's another argument.
Do not worry, podcast Denims and Frogan. Yeah, he went after here's another thing too. He went after the anti-Semites. Like, what do I care? Yeah.
Of H3. Here they're offering these streamers as market substitutes.
Show on the black list. Woo!
For my work. This is the cardinal sin.
Here's another thing too. If he wins, he can sue Sean the Black right afterwards.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
If he starts going right down the fucking list with all the money he gets.
Right, North Star Radio, you're up.
Yeah, that's another thing too. If it starts becoming profitable, you don't think the companies will be up your ass? They sure will.
Of copyright.
You don't think YouTube will take action? Yes, they will. Stay out of court? Absolutely.
Infringement. The Snark subreddit has been a frequent and persistent infringer. That's how I knew when this video came out, the Snarkers were going to encourage, promote, and push streamers to commit copyright infringement. I should thank the Snarkers, actually. Because of their predictability, they acted like double agents for us, incriminating their favorite streamers and serving them up on a golden platter. So, thank you, Snark. It's one thing for a subreddit to admit it's engaging in copyright infringement. But how do you get the streamers themselves to admit that they're stealing content?
Oh, Jewish lawyers.
Well, guys,
I don't think that's very nice, Liquid Bobax.
If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow.
She's going to have to watch that in court, boy.
Subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
It turns...
You want to tell me, let's forget... optically T-crossing eye dot. You want to tell me that she didn't know that she was breaking the law there? Wasn't breaking the law? Have any of these people filed a content strike?
Turns out they just do it for you. You couldn't cook up a more incriminating statement if you tried.
Yeah, I know.
Denims, the queen of self-owning, you prevail again. There's one thing about copyright.
It's one thing being a liar, but a stupid liar really can get you in trouble. You got to be smart. Like Chud.
That you should know is that you got to register it before you publish to be eligible for statutory damages and attorney's fees, which is the main biting force of a copyright infringement lawsuit. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys now, I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hassan Piker Content Nuke with the United States Library of Congress. Some of you guys out there sweating? Even though theoretically I could sue a lot more creators and rake in millions of dollars, but the purpose of this is not.
No. You sue one or two to see if it works, then you can go after the other ones. That's the smart way to do it.
Financial gain. People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that. I don't want to chill the reaction community into fear. Actually, the opposite. I hope that
But that's the problem, and I can't believe nobody told you
but
this.
he's still suing him.
Your intention, yeah, I get your intention, but you could still chill them by accident. The road to hell was paved with wonderful intentions. You could absolutely chill it by accident, and then what? Then when something like this happens again, you don't get the support. Nick can't run it. I can't do it. Nobody can do it. Any of your support, it's out. Bang. I have no doubt in my mind that you're not trying to chill. You're trying to get back at these anti-Semites. I have no doubt in my mind. And screw them. Who cares? But yeah, I don't care if they get away with it if it chills the community, if it attacks the ecosystem.
We can all unite against this type of egregious behavior that not only makes us all look bad, but could destroy the commentary.
It's funny if he sues me for this.
Community as we know it.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow.
Yeah, I mean, she's admitting the theft. It's right. Yeah, I hope you're right, Ethan. Somebody must have convinced him.
I do hope Ethan wins, though. I really do.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, but I hope no. Yes and no. Yeah, actually, no. Do I hope Ethan wins?
I mean, fuck that. I mean,
I tell you something. I tell you something. It's
much.
A lot safer for the creator for this channel and the creators I know. Yes, no, I could get sued for my backlog if he doesn't. So yeah, if he doesn't win, I'm going to be, oh, that sucks. Yeah, those guys really stole your IP. Whew. You know, no, I'm not. I'm not like, whoa. Too many streams I might have to delete. You think I'll be looking like Frogan? So I'm like, eh.
Subscribe.
Yeah, fair enough.
Prime.
That's if. This is a lot of what if. If it sets a precedent, all the companies go after me, God forbid all the overtimes, game set, I'm out of here. I'm done. So is everybody else, by the way. I just don't think this is worth it. I think there's a lot. There's some lawsuits that need to go out there for sure. This wasn't one of them.
The state of reaction content on Twitch is so broken, these creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and
he'll go after Keemstar. I don't think so. I think they've made peace, right? I think everything I'm hearing is they're good. They're both good right now.
Saying outright, "Hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me instead of him." This is not a healthy environment. And with people like Hassan reacting to entire TV shows on stream, my fear is that Sony or...
You can only do that on Twitch. You can't really do... Here you get claimed, like insta-claimed. Actually, the stream will shut off right in the middle. You might even get a strike. Remember when you watched, this is years and years ago, you were a kiddo. You watched the scene from True Romance? And the stream just went...
Yeah.
It didn't happen. I guess strike. I just booted it back up. But I mean, that was it. That was lost forever.
Disney comes along, sues everybody, and sets a devastating precedent that could endanger our entire field. Now, before I tell you who the 3 people I'm suing are, I just want to make it clear that they all met this very specific high bar of criteria.
Yeah, for you. Yeah, I get it. You're like that's what the convincing part was. All right, if they're here, they won't be affected down here. You don't know that. You don't know what the judge is going to rule in your favor, and partly your favor, partly in their favor, or have it go all the way to the Supreme Court, and they look at the DMCA and say, we don't think it's constitutional because it doesn't allow creators to protect their IP. We're fucked! And I can't believe, look, I get you don't like these people. I don't like these people at all. I think Ethan is way more palatable than these psychopaths. I mean, the way I see it is the pro-Palestinian crowd is the same mentality that brought down the towers. And I spent 10 years of my life, getting involved and personally being, I was in the war on terror, for Christ's sakes. I feel like that's the same mentality. They are my enemy. So, I mean, yeah, I'm all about it, but damn, your intentions may not matter in court. Just like them saying, well, this counts. Oh, God, wouldn't it be funny if all those lefties have to cite Akil, obviously? As president, all their lawyers, that'd be so great. We don't know which way it's going to go. Here's what I do know. Unchanged, we're fine. Now, in fairness to Ethan, it was going to happen either way. Somebody was going to get involved in this eventually. But now it's sweat time. YouTube will react quick.
That I set forth earlier. These people were not targeted based on their gender, their identity, their political beliefs. All 3 are on this list. In fact, they're the only 3, as far as I could tell, that reacted to the full video. Drum roll, please. Hey, who's sweating at home, guys? Kaceytron, the queen of ripping farts and bong loads.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
Frogan, who?
Here's the thing. I got a dirty secret. I've always found Kaceytron very fucking funny.
Bless her soul. She's still rising.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom? Do I have permission?
Wait, is that guy pointing the gun at himself? I mean, this is the kind of shit we used to make fun of the fucking Iraqis for. What the fuck?
Well, they're Houthis, Tommy. They're pretty fucking stupid. So
that's not how you clear a riot. I don't know anything about AKs. I've never actually picked up one, but I bet that's not the right way to clear it. But hey, or fix a jam, which they don't jam very.
Yeah, I mean, like the fucking I think the magazine is still in. Actually,
magazine is a fucking idiot, for Christ's sakes.
The fucking magazine is still in.
What is going on there? I mean, again, I wouldn't know how to clear that correctly. I never picked up an AK, but I don't know, something like I can hear my drill sergeant. You know.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
You have to look down the barrel at an AK to clear it.
Listen, fuckhead.
Yeah. Jesus.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happened?
And Denims, the queen of self-owning. And my God, is she the queen of that?
It's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan.
Oh my God, bro, I love you. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
That's a fight.
None of the hostages that have been released so far have said that they have been raped. The hostages have public statements. You can go look at them.
The sexual assault I experienced should never happen to any human being.
I mean, you know what's so stupid about that statement? Let's pretend we live in a world where these people wouldn't fucking rape Jews and humiliate them after what they did. Let's pretend. Okay? This is what happened on Jet. Nobody got raped. Are you with me, Vault? Nobody got raped. Right?
All right.
We know that. That's an undeniable fact in this fantasy fucking world. One of them is going to claim it by the law of averages. You know?
This Yemeni kid is just a Yemeni kid with a gun and is not a Houthi, and there is no proof of him being a Houthi.
Are you a soldier?
Yeah, clear an AK.
Yes. That seems pretty
clear. An AK is a much better custom.
Definitive.
He never said.
Yeah, what is the whole thing about clearing him about being a Houthi? You know, he's a terrorist. I feel better. I mean, God.
Hassan Nasrallah was a good guy.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen.
Now for the fun part.
Somebody's talking to Willie Mack. This kind of shit Willie Mack does. Dipshit. But it also, here's why everything we just saw was really funny. And Ethan's really good. And he's rich for a reason. He's a big YouTuber for a reason, all that other stuff. But it also shows that he's not going after him because of copyright. And he'd say, oh, we have this really high bar. Something tells me I could watch Shaun the Black and find that same high bar. I don't know that for a fact. I mean, yeah, probably. No. Luffy the pirate admitted to being with the captains. Yeah, what's the issue, whether he's a Houthi or not? Well, he's not a made member. He's associate. You can get his button.
Yeah, the freaking fingers. They have a sword and a gun on the table.
He can get his button. He's only associate. That's his rank.
Yeah, he has to swear on their saint.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, let's take a look at the complaints. And let's start with my favorite of the three, the very own, the prestigious, the highly acclaimed.
There's another thing I want to point out. He advertised this as a content nuke. I think that was a bad idea because we thought we were getting like an iDubbbz or something like that.
No, me too. Me too.
Yeah, I thought so
saw
too.
Like the notification like, iDubbbz video.
When I saw this, I was like, oh, yes. I did hear this was in the pipeline too.
Highly analytical Kaceytron.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this. without necessarily.
She gained a lot of weight, huh? She used to be hot, right?
A lot of drunks.
I suppose. I mean, weed. I don't know. Weed is whatever.
Really supporting Ethan Klein. So we're gonna watch it.
Well, that's a really dumb thing to say, don't you think?
Oh, she was always fat. Thanks, Seth. Girls are in there. Look at the women. She's always fat. She was fat. Women are awful. They hate each other.
Why are you so comfortable? We've given each complaint a clever little title.
Wait,
and
the
here's
actual
Kaceytron's.
content nuke is
She
going to drop
smoked
today?
Really?
Huh.
Really?
If so, then can't wait.
Then I apologize. Then I take that back. Thanks for the comment.
Yeah.
More than
I'm going to watch the whole thing. Take a piss. This is where I disagree. He psyched them out
Yeah, me
in order
too.
to ensure that he didn't know he was coming and they prep for the wrong thing. Oh. Get in here, agent. Explain yourself.
Spoke. Kaceytron smokes 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking? And thinking there was no way that that could be true. Well, we tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15 minutes, 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes.
That's a lot of smoking.
That's so funny. That's funny.
Okay, so like, would smoking be considered fair use?
No.
What if that president said?
I got no business saying that she gained weight, but I thought she gained weight.
In 55 seconds.
Did you think she's fat, agents?
Yeah.
Was she always chubby? Wasn't she? Like
I think
a
so. Maybe back in the early days she wasn't, but I know she is now.
She's
I
not a
know
booby
she has been
streamer
for a
anymore, but she
while.
was a booby streamer for a while, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Smoking. She spent 3 minutes and 15 seconds longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction. And whatever talking she did was just to express how confused she was, presumably from smoking 42 times.
All right, what part did you disagree with me, Agent? This is pretty funny.
It was the one where you were saying that labeling it a content nuke was
that's it. But he's releasing something later today. Are you verifying that?
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah,
I was just disagreeing with. I was disagreeing with what you were saying about.
I just think it's
being a bad
optically
idea.
a bad idea. Don't clickbait. People hate being clickbaited as much as they say they don't. They do. They really hate it. So why do it? I'm just saying it's an optically thing.
Yeah.
No, you might be right. Maybe it doesn't matter as much as I think it does. I just think I don't like that. If I was in the room and they're like, let's kind of feign content nuke, I was like, not a good idea because A, B, and C. That's all I'm saying. I could be wrong. Maybe it doesn't make a fucking lick of difference. And if it doesn't make a lick of difference, I don't care. But I do want him to be successful. I am kind of rooting for him. You know? What's Sipman saying?
Yeah.
Kaceytron 2016. Hold on a second. We're getting to the bottom of Kaceytron being fat. She definitely looks better there, huh?
Now, in fairness, are those
all right? She's
added filter.
Probably husky here, but it's not like overweight. Not maybe healthy weight. I don't know. I'm weird. I don't care if a girl's 210 or 20 pounds. No, maybe if they're 5 feet tall, they shouldn't be 120 pounds. Yeah, but yeah, this is supposedly 2016 according to Sip Man. So I don't know.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
The complaint continues. Indeed, Kaceytron is often too obliterated to comment on the nuke, and instead stares blankly at her computer screen. In a span of 2 hours and 7 minutes, Kaceytron smokes marijuana, frequently in highly concentrated forms through vaporizers, on 42 separate occasions. At one point, Kaceytron is so wasted.
You smoke pot, Agent?
No, I do not.
I see the vaporizers that get you high. I don't know. I'm the old-fashioned way.
I'm sure he's talking about the vape pen, and that's pretty much it.
I still have the same pot from.
We saw a bong.
I still have the same pot from.
Yeah, and that
summer.
as well.
This is like totally sealed. Maybe it's not totally sealed. I don't know. No, it's not. It's totally sealed. But I mean, it's probably not that good. I imagine. I don't smoke that much.
That she states, quote, "What is happening? I'm trying to follow, but I've lost the plot." To give you an idea, the majority of her commentary comes down to this.
I don't understand this bit that he's doing.
I bet her stream was the most fun.
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
CPM's coming out of Qatar.
What the hell
you
is
kids
going
love anime, right?
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I lost the plot.
So funny.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. I know. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you look? You think I made this? This isn't a music video, Hassan.
And as dumb as
she's pretty fat there.
Okay, buddy.
Whatever. I think they wanted.
So, would you smash?
No, I'm married. Perfect. No.
all of that is, this is the part that.
All right. Yes. It looks like the heavy metal fucking 80s chicks I fucking dated.
Now let's jump to now.
Yeah, jump to now.
No.
Fuck no. Yeah, man.
Really got her sued.
If I was drunk
I wouldn't say
maybe.
fuck no, but let's just say I wouldn't tell you.
I've been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. Without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So we're gonna watch it. What the fuck?
See, now I'm starting to think her tweet was like legitimate. Like he's suing me for smoking pot. Help. All right, Kaceytron. I hope she gets off because she's funny.
What is going on here?
Stating outright that her intention of doing this is so that people who don't want to support me can watch it through her is why copyright infringement laws exist. You could not and should not do that.
Contact eye for action. Thank you, Red Worm.
Especially if your commentary consists of you taking bong loads. At least try to engage with the content. Whoa, what was that? Oh, sorry. That was a flying star. It almost got me. You know her and you love her, guys. Frogan. Reaction by exiting. Here she is getting up to leave the video running as she steps out of the room. Is that transformative? I guess the judge will decide. She said, quote,
yeah, that's my fear there, Ethan. Yeah, they are.
Quote, it's time to watch the new nuke.
I know, somebody must have convinced him.
Yeah.
That if we sue these people, it lessens the chance or eliminates more than likely the chance that there would be a negative precedent set.
Yeah, I'm like a really good lawyer. Or something, yeah.
No. Maybe a friend.
Ethically,
possibly.
Hell yeah. Huh. Very smart to say on camera, by the way. She said, quote, thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me.
Yeah, how much you want to bet whoever told him that wasn't a lawyer? No, I disagree with that. Or maybe it was. Lawyer, like, what do I got to get this guy to give me money? All right, I'll tell him he has no... I mean, Jesus Christ. No, I take that back. It probably was a lawyer. You know, that's what they told... I've gone over this in the divorce court. You know, like they tell you, you're good. She can't do anything to you. You know, bullshit. You're getting divorced. You're a man. You're going to lose. The only thing you do is minimize damage. So yeah, the lawyers say fucking anything. We can do this and this won't happen. Whoops, I didn't see, this is complete. That judge screwed everything up. I can't believe it. Really bad judge. Sorry, tough luck. Send me my retainer.
So welcome, and I'm so glad that you were able to enjoy that day. Her commentary is so non-existent that even her own fans begin to call her out.
I don't have anything to say. Dude, because he's cycling the same fucking points over and over again. What more commentary do you need on him repeating the same fucking points for the whole first hour and 1 minute and 32 seconds? It's been the same shit over and over again. This video could have been condensed into 20 fucking minutes. Like, what commentary do you want me to add by, like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot, he's mentally ill, and he's having a mental breakdown and uploaded it to fucking YouTube? Are you gonna make at least one good point? What do you want me to make a point on?
Oh, I forgot. She
doesn't have any. That might be used against her. You're not even attempting to make it transformative. You can't. You're unable to make it transformative. You know?
Also said, can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing. You may use the bathroom, Frogan, although I don't advise it.
Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
This into your stomach.
I think think about the precedent that's been set now, even though there's no legal precedent yet. no one's getting up in the bathroom again. Boy.
People will be pissing in bottles.
Yeah, you're damn right.
And let me state the obvious. Jew and
that's already.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happens?
Well, you just pause it. That's it. You just pause the video, right? Like you get up and you go to the bathroom. You just pause it. They should be watching for you. But if you get up to go to the bathroom and they keep watching my video, they're clearly not watching for you, right?
I mean, pretty much. If I did this, right? I'm going to the bathroom, and you'd probably be all right. You know, that's not what's happening here.
As lazy and pathetic as her reaction is, this is not why she's getting sued. This is.
Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate everyone's support. And thank you for watching it with me. First time viewer, time to watch the nuke ethically? Hell yeah. I found my way from Reddit. Hi
guys. Hell yeah. It's almost funny. Yeah, sure. And we saw in the Carl Jobs tape, like people hate shit like that. Like the judges hate shit like that. This ain't a jury deciding.
By the way, Billy Mitchell released a statement about Ethan's video.
Great.
We could go over that later.
What did he say? Oh, God. I hate.
Pretty funny.
Like I get why Nick's sort of pretend because it's funny and it's kind of a meme, but that guy is a dirty fucking cheat, dirty litigious cheat.
Dude, that's the video game player of the century, right? So watch your fucking mouth.
Like, Carl Jobs really fucked up royally. Yeah.
He really did.
Come Reddit people.
Billy Mitchell is a legend either way. I'll give him that. But Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
He is.
Now he's taken off the current roster of. I mean, watch what I say. He's been taken off the current roster of Twin Galaxies for a reason.
Reddit people, Reddit people.
Yeah, being too good.
Reddit. Ethan is so pathetic while his son is in Japan. I'm bothered.
I get why. Like it is. Like I watch him on Nick and like whoever's writing because there is a rumor that it's his son, not them. It is funny. I'm not going to say it isn't. But I thought his son was in West Point. Where does he get the time to do this shit?
You're having a great time. Exactly. We're gonna watch it live. Yes. He doesn't want people to know when it's dropping because we're all.
His recent behavior says, I like him now. He's climbing on all these morons. Yeah, that's true. But don't forget his. All I can say is, forget Carl Jobs. Remember all the other people he sued. The Twin Galaxy stuff. I mean, god damn. And by the way, just by some fucking miracle, the Donkey Kong thing drew like Mame. The Donkey Kong original born drew like Mame just one time. His expert testified to that it was actually possible. Just happened to do it. Just happened to draw the girders like Mame. That's why they got the settlement. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I believe he's cheated. Oh.
Watching two other streamers.
Is there drop dead proof? No. But I believe it by the evidence that I was shown.
Watch it through other people as well.
It's the stated malicious intent to steal. They talk about watching ethically, but
Carl Jobs should not have fucking hinted this is about cheating, and it wasn't. It was about defamation. And so he's getting what he deserves, too.
I learned not to steal when I was 5. Up next is Denims. And honestly, just take a look at this, guys. It's a nightmare on Denim Street. Not only did she chair react, but she was kind enough to write her name right at the top just so that we knew that she was stealing my content and it was her room and nobody else's. Judge, did you know that we're on Denim Street right now? Here's some quotes from Denims. We're relying on you.
Well, he really lost a lot of weight. Somebody asked me.
Yeah, he looks great.
Have you ever talked to Ethan? What would you say? It's like, what are you eating? Yeah, I want to do what you're doing.
You to stay live so we don't have to give the nuke views. Yeah, I'm going to stream it. Since he's confirmed it's coming out today, I'm going to stream it. That is very explicit. Denim said, quote, well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, give me a follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like my content. Your content? The Queen of Self.
Jesus Christ, she's making money off of fucking telling people to avoid the original work. Holy shit.
Own included a countdown timer so we could tell exactly how long she was away. After being gone for a few minutes, she returns and then sits silently for another couple of minutes eating.
I'm gonna go pee and hopefully When I'm back, they're done with this.
Right.
You do look better.
Mr. 305. I see it.
Dude, you should do this.
I have an alternate.
We're relying on you to stay live so we don't give more views on the nuke. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he confirmed it's coming out today, we're gonna stream it. If you want to watch it with someone else who's already watching it, you know.
Oh, she's instructing people to break.
Fuck.
I don't know. I mean, can you get in, like, if I teach somebody how to break the law, are you some? I don't know. I'm not gonna. I know that's way out of my fucking wheelhouse.
Come enjoy the watch party somewhere else. If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like.
How do you argue fair use after you say something like that? How?
Yeah, I mean, like, you're kind of just admitting to it.
How?
You're just admitting to it.
How?
Yeah.
Jesus.
The content, if you enjoyed your time here.
He's suing me for fair use. Help protect me. Well, no, it sounds like he's suing you for this.
I'm going to be honest, I did not want to watch that by myself.
She can't argue fair use. John, that's all she can argue. That's all she can argue. When I say how is it going to work? Not how can she can or can't do it. That's about all she's got.
Unless, like, she says it's political, which is also something that she could possibly do.
Yeah, but that's not going to matter. It's just going to come down to. And
but the whole lawsuit. Yeah,
I'm going to get into this with what I've seen with the legal documents, which I only glanced over. I'll be perfectly honest with you. They kind of rub me the wrong way. You know,
commercialize it by asking you to reward me financially for stealing his content. That is like.
Ethan is just suing them in such a. I don't think anybody actually cares. Now, Wood Guy. Now, if a precedent changes the YouTube ecosystem, that's different. That changes everything. And the people that are saying that nobody cares are going to all of a sudden care. I know the content creators will. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I get that. At least you're being honest about it. Sure. Yeah, I agree. I hope he gets away with it in the ecosystem. Yeah, I guess that's best case scenario. They're generationally poor and the ecosystem's ineffective. Something tells me that's kind of too clean a victory, and it's going to be something different. Denims sounds like Keffels. Yeah.
Chef kiss. By the way, Denims had a very successful.
You misread what I meant. I said he doesn't care about fair use. Yeah, we agree. He just wants.
Yeah, probably.
We agree. Well, no, we actually agree. I misunderstood what you said. Okay. He just wants. Yeah, I do. I know that. And I think that goes against him too. That's a good point. Like if that's kind of a court of public opinion thing. Your intent is not what you say or telling the court. Your intent is to go after the people for revenge. Everybody knows that. That's not a secret. So you can't sit there and kind of grandstand on fair use when you're only using this particular thing, which they may have broke the law and they may have to be held accountable, but you don't care about that. You care about these people breaking the law. So,
I mean, or like what DM King said, her defense could be just that Ethan baited them.
If he wins, what are the other creators going to do? What are the Haas's of the world going to do? I don't know. Reframe them. It'd be funny if Haas sues them again.
Full stream. She had 43,000 people watching her live. Take a look at the title of her Twitch stream. Ethan Klein Hassan Content Nuke Watch Party. A watch party? I don't think that's fair use. Now, Denims, of course, always delivering the goods. She went on this dude's podcast to debate fair use.
Ethan better pray the judge is not Jewish so it doesn't get thrown out on bias. First of all, nothing gets thrown out on bias. It gets thrown out from a higher court if there's some kind of problem. But you don't have to recuse yourself for being Jewish. I'm sure of that.
And would you...
He would have to recuse himself if he had a personal connection to Ethan Klein or his family. He'd be talking about domestic terrorists committing.
Are you surprised if I told you she said a lot of incriminating things in that podcast? The queen of self-own never disappoints.
I want to be clear on my opinion on.
I feel like this after something similar of Thunderfoot versus Fen and Fang Man. So I don't know how you are wrong, because all Thunderfoot wanted is an apology. Ethan's pissed. You're wrong, Top Load Gaming.
Like filler content and stuff. Like I think filler content, like you shouldn't do it.
Is that JXE?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I know I do it as a React stream. And I try to do it only when I do it with like Vox videos or Vice videos and stuff like that, because at least I'm not like directly ripping from one content creator and not like a whole team and stuff.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's either copyright abuse or it's not. If you're either within the law or outside the law. It's pretty binary. So, Jesus.
And most of those videos have like 5 million views. I only get like 500 viewers. I'm taking maybe 50 views from the video. It's a lot harder to feel like, I guess, bad about that. Whereas like I would feel very bad about
none of this is relevant. But she doesn't think when she's saying this, she has no idea she might get sued.
Doing that to like a single content creator. The majority of people say that they literally wouldn't watch Hell's Kitchen unless I was streaming. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm reacting hard enough. You know, I'm sure if you click on a random part in the video, I might not be saying anything, sure, whatever. And I might walk away from the screen. But it's about like the communal thing. It's why like fucking Toast started
Jackie actually probably doesn't like me, but I've always kind of liked him. I think he's very good at what he does.
Streaming Death Note. It's not about the actual show at a certain point. It's the same reason you watch shows with your friends. You want to watch it with other people. A lot of people go to watch streamers on Twitch for their React content almost as a curator. So they don't actually want to go through you.
I did find this illustration, the face of Fupa. Yeah, what face? Nobody ever got a dime. Is suing, just a little weird to me. Yeah, this idea sucked, Riveter. It sucked. Too many things can go. There's too many things that can't be accounted for. Something tells me I can only account for what I can think of. What can't I think of that I don't know could go that could go wrong? It's just a bad idea, and it's too revenge oriented. And in my experience, and there's no like, when you go out for, if you use one reason to go after somebody for another, something always goes wrong.
YouTube themselves and watch a bunch of videos, and they probably never will go through YouTube and click a bunch of videos. They like going to Twitch because they like to have it as like, this streamer is curating fun content that I want to watch.
Like, I'm sure
From the people that I've talked to, the people who watch Twitch content are specifically there to watch it so they don't have to scroll through YouTube and find a video they like. If someone watches content, I already said this, if someone watches content on someone else's stream, there is a very low likelihood that they're going to go watch it separately and give you like the view or the like. Or the people who are watching content on Twitch, curated Twitch content on Twitch, aren't necessarily people that would be watching content on YouTube.
That, my friend, is
every one of them is a justification to the public and nothing to do with anything illegal. So it's probably a pretty good segment by Ethan there.
Called theft, and you're a thief, and now I'm suing you. This is just a testimony to how brazen.
I'll give him that, man.
I can tell his story.
He's still pretty
tell
funny.
his story now. We got this.
What?
I won't say his name because he was a great kid. When I was in Little League, we had this one guy on the team, happened to be Jewish, great baseball player, hell of a first baseman, right? Loved baseball too. Just a great kid, right? He was the guy that always got beamed. I mean, always. No one ever. I've never seen in my life so many teams. There's always one guy in the team that you wouldn't know this because you didn't grow up in the States, but like there's always one guy. And baseball people that grew up in Little League, there's always one guy in the team that gets it more than everybody else, right? Well, our guy is a really good athlete too, and I think the actually amount of times that he got beaten ruined his future baseball career. If he had a shot at one, let me see if I can refresh this bitch. Nope. Got to do it the old-fashioned way. Somebody's telling me there's something wrong on YouTube's end, and that's why this stuff is happening, by the way. My agent told me that, so who knows if
he's like right here.
What the fuck's he know? What do you know, agent?
I just know that YouTube has been crashing the chat for months now, so.
Mm-hmm. Super great. Well, that didn't work, so I guess that's it. What do we got here? Yeah, what the fuck, man?
No, like, I'll say it. I mean,
it only goes so long.
It
only goes so long. That's the problem. Yeah. Like the first one works and then it doesn't walk. Like runs out of memory or something. Yep, connected. There we go. Thank God.
Hey.
All
right.
What was I talking about?
We're back. There we go.
And how safe they've, gotten. That she thinks she can go out in public on video and say shit like, I'm still.
That guy right there, he was recording my boring Daisy streams at just the part I spoke on. It's fucking nuts.
Stealing this content because I want
that's
to.
Not fair use.
I'm coping, even though I know it's stealing. When people.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. It probably wasn't, but there's no way in the world I'm ever going to fucking strike him. You know why? Because I'm worried about the ecosystem. Let him get his fucking laughs in. I don't care. Let him twist it the way he wants. I can defend myself. I don't want to change the ecosystem.
People watch it with me. They're definitely not going to go watch the original. Like, you are way too comfortable committing crimes out in the open. Well, there you have it.
Civil offense, not crime.
3 separate lawsuits for 3 separate geniuses.
I mean, a civil offense is a crime, but it's not like, I don't know. I'd have to ask a lawyer the actual definition.
I want to make it clear again, and I hope it's been obvious about why I'm suing these 3 people.
I get it. I believe
and not
you.
others.
Guess what? You're going to fuck
These
us either
people
way.
not only violated all of the principles of fair use, they also did it maliciously.
I'm
and
sure
that's
they
the part
are.
that
They are
really
doing
got
malicious.
me.
He's right about that.
I think if you're a reactor on Twitch, for the most part, if you make a good faith effort to comment, and if you make a good faith effort to promote the author, to link to them.
Imagine this case changing all those good faith people's, changing YouTube, and all the good faith people are affected by it. Did we think of that? That's my problem.
To try to drive traffic to the original video, I think you're probably pretty much doing the right.
All right, Captain Dan the Fireman, the ecosystem needs to change if their behavior goes unchallenged. I don't know what their anti-Semitic behavior, so we all have to lose if their behavior goes unchallenged. Now, at least that's if you're saying they need to change because the law's not being followed. Well, at least you're being consistent there. But I probably couldn't have done this. You ever think of that? Again, I could say I've always liked the bar low. I always like a few people to look the other way, let the unethical people slide because it doesn't affect the people that are making good faith effort. If you go after the bad faith, unethical people and they change, it might overcorrect. That's my argument. They may overcorrect and it might not be good. And YouTube will react. They do not want to be in court. They'll strike the fuck out of everybody too.
I mean, like when you add a definition to it. It could just mean a million things.
Yeah.
It could be either positive or negative. So.
Specifically, the Twitch exorcism. Yeah, but it's the judge is not going to rule that Twitch has to do this. The judge is going to rule that this can't happen. This is what fair use is. This is the definition, and all the platforms will react accordingly. That's what's going to happen. They're not going to say, oh, it's only about Twitch. No, it doesn't work that way. It's the precedent. The precedent is for everybody. If the lawyers at YouTube say, we cannot continue to allow the creators on the platform to continue to stream in this particular manner based on the precedent, guess what? Done. That day. That's it. It's not going to be because, they ruled against Twitch, not YouTube. No, they're not. They ruled against Kaceytron. They ruled against Frogan. They ruled against thing. That's my problem here.
Right thing, and that's fine. And I would never sue someone for that.
That's another. Everybody's really like, oh, what about Akilah? I hope they cite Akilah, obviously. I really do. That would be so funny if Akilah obviously gets cited. But what if the judge looks at Akilah and it's okay, fine. This particular decision was wrong by this judge. I'm going to overrule it. Or I'm going to make it abundantly clear. We shall see. It really depends on how they read the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. And I am not smart enough to tell you, and nobody the lawyer is, to say, to give you an idea how judges would go about looking like that. Because at the end of the day, humans decide this, not computers.
Take it to these 3 absolute morons to state their intention.
Sorry, don't worry, but don't fucking get in your driving. Stop typing in your car. It's okay. I'm not attacking you, by the way. I'm just like, I like to think I'm looking at the big picture. By the way, overwhelming odds. Everybody fucking relax. It's not that I'm wrong. It's maybe go that far.
To steal my property on video.
Type some more.
To all the
you need a car accident sound effect now.
Detractors who are saying that I'm targeting women, that I'm a hypocrite for suing for copyright infringement. I just have this to say. I don't care. What I do hope, though, is that you'll support their crowdfunding efforts to defend themselves. Because let's face it, I want to make sure there's money left over for me when I win my lawsuits. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a great time. I'll see you around.
I forgot how funny he can be sometimes.
He is fucking funny. He really is funny.
In theory, YouTube shouldn't have to change anything. They already have the DMCA system. Yes, but there's no no court, Demonic Abyss, has defined what this means. They have to keep it, obviously, they have the first H3 case, but they could, like, if it goes to the Supreme Court, they could say, this is what this law means. And that could dramatically change the way that law is practiced and applied now. That's what I'm saying. Those things can change. I don't have a hate boner for Ethan Klein, all right? If anything, I don't like the people that are against him. I also do think that I've been very afraid that he got in bed with a bunch of fucking communist wackos, and he's reaping the benefits of hanging around the worst types of people. That being said, whatever his intentions are, while I sure are super good, and whatever people feel like, you know what, maybe you're right, fuck them, it still can change the playing field. And I do think that a lot of creators out there that are completely throwing in with Ethan Klein may end up regretting it one day on two fronts. It might affect their content, and it may affect the way they're looked at in the public. So you could look at my statement and say it's middle of the road or wishy-washy or something like that. No, it's based on a statement on what I know and don't know. And what I don't know is a lot. I don't know which way it's going to go. And you know what? Nobody does. Even a lawyer would have a better idea than I would. But he doesn't know. Strange things happen all the time. Mistakes are made. Courts are reversed. Those courts can be reversed. But it usually takes years to get it back. Like court makes a decision and everybody's like, well, yeah, I kind of liked it the old way. I kind of like the old way. Well, it's going to take years to go back to the Supreme Court to get it reversed if it goes to the Supreme Court, which I don't think it will. I think more than likely these people will settle. He'll probably take the money, and then he hopes that creates the effect that it wants. He doesn't. He wants revenge. Like, who am I fucking kidding?